Alright. Competition, it's an annual thing, they just lie to you. The category we're playing today is White's Heaven Rush. This category is a level rush mode you unlock after completing the main story, where we go through each main story level. There are 97 main story levels. The game kind of lies here. We actually only play 96, one is excluded. But we have unlimited restarts, unlimited lives, so this is pretty marathon safe. Joining me today, I have two commentators. You can introduce yourself, Idle.
Hello, I am Idle. I use she, her, and they, them pronouns. I have been running Neon White since the demo first came out, and I used to hold world record in this category. I also am the resident streak enjoyer of this game. I like the stage streak, and that's really about it.
And joining me as well is Free Fallen. Or Fallen Free.
Hello. Whatever works. Hello, my name is I'm Fallen. I use he, him. I'm also a Neon White speedrunner, and I am a certified Neon Violet worshipper.
Alright, so the time will start whenever we click Start Rush. I'll just go ahead and count us down. So in 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, starting out in movement, the first stage, we're jumping immediately into the water. The water you may think slows us down, but it actually increases our speed dramatically. The first 10 levels of this game have a grand ocean floor coating it, so we'll be using this to our advantage in this first chapter, Rebirth. Next up, we should talk about soul cards. Soul cards are our weapons of the game. Soul cards have two functions. One, of course, it being a weapon, is a shooty bang bang. We can left click for a gun. And then the other is a right click discard function. This discard function is a special movement ability. This is where the movement shooter part comes in. The special movement abilities toss away our gun for a special ability granted to us by an angelic force, because of course we're in heaven. You've been introduced to two weapons now. First we have Elevate, this yellow pistol. On discard it's a jump, pretty simple. We can use it in midair for a double jump, or even a triple jump, or a quadruple jump. And then next we have Purify. Purify is a purple light machine gun, and its right click discard ability is a bomb we can grenade jump off of. Here in bounce, we're going to use a bit of Broken Collision, jump off into the balloons here. Balloons give you a bit of extra height when you hit them, so we can just jump straight into the goal. Now, we should talk about a special hidden mechanic of the game called bullet boosting. Whenever I throw these Purifies, you're going to notice I slash my katana being my melee weapon. This, slashing the grenade, oh that's unfortunate, I missed that grenade jump. Slashing the grenade gives us a small movement speed boost temporarily. This movement boost applies to all projectiles, so even enemy bullets and our own Purify grenades, and our own bullets if you can manage to shoot them, but we won't see that. And it gives us a small movement boost. It's small, but it adds up over time. Additionally, using our katana, we can slash small enemy bullets. Missing one there, unfortunate. We can slash small enemy bullets, make sure we kill all the demons, to reflect them into back into the demon, killing them instantly. I will note that we do have to kill every single demon in the stages. If we don't, the goal will not unlock and we cannot complete the level. So if we miss a demon, that's pretty bad news. Thankfully, nothing too bad happening so far. Some pretty basic mistakes. So now, jumping onto this yacht, we'll be done with the first chapter. I missed that jump, but it's perfectly okay. Alright.
Right here, we have now made it to the second chapter of the game. We have now reached Lower Heaven, which each chapter has its own region, and this is the first chapter that is going to be in Lower Heaven. This chapter there isn't much to talk about, but in the next stage, we will be introduced to a new card. This card is called Godspeed. It is a blue rifle card that shoots rifle, and its discard ability is a horizontal dash. This horizontal dash does not gain you any vertical height, and you are able to kill enemies and break the breakable walls, which you saw on Climb earlier, which were the red platforms, and other walls like that. And right here, this is Thrasher. Pretty cool stage because of a flick coming up near the middle right there. That was actually really good.
Very clean Thrasher. That level can give you some trouble if you miss any of the enemies.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, this as I said earlier, this chapter there isn't that much going on, so I'm just gonna go over and name some of the demons because I mean it's nice to know the characters that you're going to be killing throughout all 96 stages. So the yellow guys you see right on screen right now, those are called frogs, and whenever you kill them, they drop an elevate card. The blue guys, which you've seen earlier, they are called jocks, and they drop a Godspeed card. The balloons, which are the floating balloons with tails at the end, those drop nothing as well. And then the tinier, smaller guys, those are called barnacles. They also drop nothing as well. And then right here in Fastlane, we are introduced to another neat thing called glass. Glass, you're able to break the glass by... Yeah, you're able to break the glass after standing on it for a while, so usually the best thing to do is to avoid standing on it. You're also able to shoot glass to break it. Single-fire weapons like Godspeed and some others you'll see later on take only one shot to break it, while auto-firing weapons, for example, like Purify and also Elevate, even though Elevate is not auto, break it in 2 shots.
Yeah, glass is very complicated. It's a very intensive mechanic. I'm lying to you. It's not very intense.
It's very
only
intense.
like 2 or 3 damage to break it, isn't it?
I think it's 2 or 3.
It's 2, I think. It's 2,
I
I
believe
think.
it's 2.
Yeah, it was very complicated to figure out. We had to get our top team of quantum physicists to figure out how to actually make glass work properly. And that is the end of Chapter 2.
Yep. And going into Chapter 3 here, we are introduced to the Guardian. You see over there, the enemy that Shovel is shooting there? That is a Guardian. It is a big, stupid head with a lot of health, and when it sees you, it is going to begin homing in on you with a laser, and if that laser fires, it is going to be an instant kill. Definitely an enemy that is not to be underestimated. And here, going to the next stage, we're introduced to the Stomp card. It is a submachine gun that its movement ability is, you guessed it, it stomps down onto the ground. It is the fastest way of gaining
Downward momentum.
Downward momentum. Yes, thank you. Here into the next, because falling is quite slow. And here we are also introduced to the Jumper. They are these green enemies here, and when they're killed, they drop a stomp, and they also jump, as the name implies. This can be a really big detriment to the run, because sometimes they have a funny habit of jumping over bullets and tripwires. We will get into those later, but they can definitely ruin a run.
Yeah, I've been trolled by jumpers quite a bit in my time playing this game. It's very funny. I love these guys.
Yes.
We all have them.
And one thing that you might notice throughout this run is that with Stomp, one thing that Claws is actually doing is sort of tap firing with the Stomp in certain situations. That's because recoil is generally consistent, and the pattern will always start in the same general area if you're rapid firing. So this is Canals, and this is also probably one of the most infamous stages in the game. The way that I like to describe this stage to people is that it's an easy strategy that's hard to do fast, because what you need to do is you need to shoot a bunch of barrels and make it to the goal while doing it fast, right? Pretty simple if you just take your time making sure to line up the barrels, trying to get all of those barrels in a really quick time. That's incredibly hard.
Yeah, that level has caused quite a few resets on my end. I got it in 2 tries, which is perfectly fine.
Yes. Is there anything else that we
nothing on sprint. This level's pretty simple. These barrels we haven't really tackled. They just shoot you upwards. They explode. It's pretty simple.
Yes.
Oh,
that's
speaking
right.
with the donation during the simple.
Right here we have something quick to explain, and we might have one during Super Kinetic.
Okay.
Yeah. So essentially, the main gimmick here is one concept that you'll see throughout the run is sometimes Claws will go out of its way in order to sort of preserve a card through a big chunk of the level, right? Because even though it might be slower in the long term, in the long run, it ends up being a great benefit throughout the rest of the level, because certain parts of the route might require you to have a certain amount of ammo or a different movement ability in order to make it to a different part of the stage.
Alright, I lied. We probably don't have time for a donation, but here, drastic change of environment. We're in our first boss chapter. This is the Old City. We're here in search of an ancient, all-powerful weapon. Small amount of story, but this is a boss chapter, which means it's a much shorter chapter that ends in a boss fight against Neon Green, the main antagonist. Boss fights are pretty simple. We'll get into the mechanic in a minute. First, we have Forgotten City. Forgotten City, also pretty simple. We use a bit of collision on the back wall there to jump halfway across the stage and dash across the gap. Now we can talk about boss fights. Boss fights, Green will spawn a wave of crystals. We have to destroy these crystals before he becomes vulnerable. And then during his vulnerable state, we want to deal as much damage as possible. If we deal enough damage, we can phase skip. So here I will be shooting him in between the phases. We also want to swing our katana here because of a little time save. If you die, the physics of the game will keep running after you die, but the in-game timer, which we use to time our runs, will freeze. We can use this to save a second or two on this stage. We have a funny name for it, but I don't think we can say it during this run. Oh no.
So
do you
the
mean
stream
it's called
safe name is Death Time
Okay.
Moves.
What do you mean? It's only
and-
called Death Time Moves.
Yeah, typically we use a double purify jump to get up this clock tower without actually climbing it, but I missed the jump, which is quite sad. So we're just gonna climb up it normally. That's a bit of time loss, but perfectly okay, nothing too major. And then here, well, I don't have enough katana to even death abuse, or I have too much katana, I think. Sad. So you want to see a death timer abuse, you'll see it at the end of the run, which is fine. But here on Chapter 5 now, this is my worst chapter, so I will not be commentating.
So here, right away, we are introduced to the next new card in our arsenal. This is called the Fireball. It is a shotgun that fires a range of pellets, and its movement ability is a little burst. Think of it like Godspeed,
safe.
but instead of... Oh wow, that's pretty
Oh, that's
insane.
clutch that. That's insane.
Yeah.
But instead of just going horizontal, you are able to go in any which direction you want to. And here we're also introduced to another enemy known as the Ringer. They fire out a ring of bullets, and when they are killed, they also drop a little ammo packet, which is really quite helpful in a lot of situations.
Yeah, on that stage we have to make sure we don't run out of ammo, or else we won't be able to fireball up to the top there.
Yes, indeed. I think we could probably sneak in a quick donation, right?
Yes.
All right. We have $70.25. An enormous donation from Vandio. Says, as promised, 25 cents per bonk for 281 bonks in the last randomizer. That's
Wow.
incredible. Thank you so much for that, Vandio.
Shout out to Vandio.
That went towards German for the language in Crash Bandicoot 2, Cortex Strikes Back.
Well, that's unfortunate.
Ooh.
Missed a couple shots there, which is fine, but as long as we don't
Oh,
die.
I thought you meant German.
Oh, yeah!
The German's cool.
I was like, that goes towards German. Well, that's unfortunate.
Yeah,
don't worry, we don't hate German.
not yet.
At least I don't. Okay.
Who knows? The
there it is.
German. Hey, you don't know. German could ruin the run. It's fine.
Sure.
This is a
that's-
wacky... Yeah, this is a wacky level. I cannot do this one particularly consistently. You have to sort of boost in a very specific way that kills all of the enemies and also breaks through the door. And that is also a really frustrating shot. It seems easier than it is, but that Guardian's hitbox is often way larger than it actually ends up seeming.
Yeah.
Arcs is also another pretty funny level, considering the normal route for this level involves going into these little pits. Claws just doesn't do that, and instead it actually just goes on the outside of them in order to get boosted up by the barrels, which has a blast radius large enough to boost
All right,
them.
this is
through.
the hard stage.
through beyond.
I'm cringe.
Yeah. So apartment, it's a fairly complex stage, routing wise, but when it comes down to what makes it fast, it's pretty simple. In the long term, basically, the normal route for this stage, you want to try and
Easy.
get some enemies from the outside. Here, you just don't leave the apartment at all.
Hitting that stomp shot, by the way, is really tricky.
Yeah, stomp shooting when you're stomping down is pretty hard. And right now, we have now made it to Chapter 6. We have now left Lower Heaven, and we are now in Hanging Gardens. Hanging Gardens is the stage that introduced the tripwires, which are the purple things with the lines sticking out of them. If you walk into them, it is an immediate death, no matter how much health you are at. It damages anything at the end of its line, and that also includes other demons. So as you'll see, especially later on in this chapter, there's a lot of stages where there would be just a chain reaction of hitting one tripwire, and then like 10 other demons die.
Yeah, tripwires are fun.
Right here, waterworks. Funny story about this. The water that Claus just jumped on is actually supposed to be decoration. Us speedrunners, since water is I think twice as fast as normal walking, we try to prioritize as much water as possible. So some routes where it looks like we just use decoration to just gain a bunch of speed, or it looks slower, but it actually is much faster.
Here we're gonna save a Godspeed for the end of this. It makes the jump a little bit faster, I believe.
Yeah.
During this next stage, we can probably fit a dono in, by the way.
The next stage is the one named after me,
Yes,
right?
following is next. This is personally
Yes.
a favorite of mine. You just shoot way up this tower and then fall down.
Fun fact, the stage was definitely named after my co-commentator, Colin, right here. I would never, and trust me, this is 100% true, why would I lie to you about this?
Yeah.
Hey, nice.
Alright.
And right here, Shocker, we get introduced to the Shocker demons, which are the demons with the 6 leaves. Whenever you jump on it, you get launched in the direction. You get launched in a certain direction. The green leaves are the ones that basically that the developers intend you to go on, but you do not have to go on the green ones. You can just go on any one you want, which can lead to some pretty cool skips. One fun fact about that is if you fireball into
Like that.
you gain a ton of speed. Yeah, like
That's
that.
supposed to shoot you
You get a
right
ton
into
of
the
speed.
goal, but I accidentally fireballed into it.
You may see.
You'll see
you
it later
might
if
see
I
it.
get lucky.
Let's see. And then right here is Bouquet. We are going to abuse Shockers
Oh, I missed one,
they.
sad.
Oh, missed you. Missed you.
There you go.
But the Shocker hitboxes goes through a wall slightly, and we are going to abuse that and just skip going around like a third of the level. So we shoot. Claus shoots those, and then Purify bombs the other two.
I'll just do this normally. Unfortunate. I'm gonna not make that jump.
Okay.
Oh, never mind.
Fortunately, we are not going to see the funny walls. The funny walls.
Yeah. Which, it's fine.
It is okay.
This does waste a bit of time because we have to get this vending machine. But... yeah, typically we go around the outside of this little area. Probably would have been faster to restart and just do it casual route, but whatever. It's fine.
I guess since we mentioned it, we should probably bring up vending machines for the future, right?
Yeah, we can talk
Yeah.
about vending machines real quick.
So basically, vending machines. One thing that the game added, where you can hit a vending machine, and after roughly around a 2-second wait, a card will pop out, and you will be able to get a card. Most of the time, this is just used for backup strats or to help out casual runners, because it is slow having to wait 2 seconds for that. But there is one stage you will see later on in the run where we actually do use vending machines, and it is one of the best strats in the game, I think.
I'm so good at this game.
Oh.
I hold record on that stage. I grinded
beautiful.
4 hours for it, and that ending boost is way harder than it seems because it's dependent on your angle and also where you are. Hitting that hitting that is funny, because
Yeah, prepare is really
typically
hard
you do not smuggle that fireball into the end. Hitting that boost is quite humorous.
So when you say that they added vending machines, was that like not in 1.0? Was that in
No.
addition?
It's in the game. It's just you never use them in any stages unless you mess up a stage. When they were in the demo, we weren't really sure why they were added. We figured casual runners, but turns out it was added for level rush.
Oh yeah, and as I mentioned earlier, chain reactions. This is a perfect example of this. This is Race, the final stage of Chapter 6. So the main gimmick of this is you have to beat hit one tripwire at the start, and you have to beat them all.
That's cringe.
You have to beat them all the way to the end.
Oh well. I accidentally messed up there. Okay, I died.
For speedrunners, it's really easy to get to the ends by before the tripwires get all the way to the end. The only issue is that waiting is bad, so we have to time a shot and time some shots to make it so we are able to complete fast enough to not wait, but also we got to make sure that we aren't slow enough to have the red platform break on us. And there you go. That's the end of chapter 6.
That's fine. That's a very small
fast
time loss.
balancing act of a level. So here in chapter 7, I believe, we are introduced to the bubble. They are the big black bubbles, if you could guess. So the way that these work is they're essentially one-way shields. You can shoot out of them, but not into them. They are effectively invincible, except for the fact that you can walk into them, and that instantly kills them. So because they count as demons, this adds a really interesting dynamic to a lot of levels where you have to kill all of the bubbles. So whether you like it or not, you are forced to incorporate certain locations into your route. It makes for a fascinating dynamic that really changes up a lot of different routes in the game.
Yeah, I hold record on this stage too. It's very funny because you can use phantom boosts. We'll talk about that in a bit. Smiley face. Or we can talk about it right now. Pop doesn't have anything.
Yeah, I guess. I'm not familiar with Phantom
I'll
Boost,
handle
but
it. Phantom boosts, basically, the game handles boosts in two different ways. One way is by shooting it, so if you shoot it, you will get a boost, and this destroys the bullet instantly. But it leaves behind the melee hitbox, so if you melee where the bullet just was, you can get a second boost off of it, and you can use that for funny shenanigans.
Alright, so this is Minefield. This is a
That's not the end of the world. It's just it's slower.
It's a very interesting level because those two barrels at the very bottom, you do have to actually shoot them because otherwise the chain reaction at the end does not actually complete. So in this level, we are introduced to the Mimic. They have a very funny introduction if you are a casual player, but as far as we're concerned with speedrunners,
I got the fireball before I shot the Purify bomb. That's unfortunate.
Oh.
Interesting. Anyway, Mimics are just big ol' chests that shoot out a bunch of instant kill bullets the moment that you make contact with them. However, one thing that's very important for us is that these Mimic bullets also happen to instantly kill other demons. So oftentimes, it's just worth it to shoot. If there's a Mimic that's in a good position, it's oftentimes worth it just to shoot the Mimic and let the bullets kill the rest of the demons themselves.
Yeah.
Yes. Alright. So this is Greenhouse. The strat for Greenhouse is we skip the Greenhouse.
Yeah, this... Oh no, I missed the...
Oh no!
The tripwire there kills Frog, and also tripwires count as a demon, so you have to kill them anyways. Missing that is unfortunate. That's just how Stomp spread works sometimes.
Alright, so this is Sweep. This is a fairly simple level. It's just incredibly precise sniping a lot of Mimics and a lot of different enemies and shockers. But once you learn it, it's a fairly simple one to get down.
This is Fuse, the last stage of... I don't know why I did it like that.
7, I think?
Yeah, this is the final stage of Chapter 7. Thank God I made that jump. Pretty simple stuff. Just go through the stage pretty normally.
To this, we're going to get to some fan favorite levels, and also some of mine as well.
Okay, we're taking a casual strat for this, apparently. How fun.
It's a marathon, not a sprint.
That stage is not very difficult. I just missed a demon and had to back it up. Anyways,
right here, we have now made it to Chapter 8. Chapter 8 is we get introduced to Heaven's Edge, which is also the name of this stage. We also get introduced to the Dominion card. The Dominion card is a rocket launcher. In this stage, you're able to rocket jump with it. A funny mechanic about rockets and other pretty much all explosives in this game is no matter where you are in relation to the rocket, if you're in its blast radius, you will always get launched upwards. You still can gain horizontal speed as well, but it also depends on where it's angled, and it's pretty complicated. Right here, second stage of Chapter 8, we get introduced to its discard ability. It's a grapple hook. You're able to grapple to any surface in the game, and also you also are able to grapple to other demons as well. Yeah. A lot of these stages are basically going to involve trying to get as many save as many dominions as possible, save as many dominions and zip lines as possible, and just basically skip half the level.
Yeah, that's what we did in this stage. We just skipped half the level because we had a dominion. Shoot doesn't have anything. We could probably fit a quick donation. if we haven't.
Yeah, absolutely. No new donations. Whoa, one just came in.
Nice.
Oh,
$20 from Cinch. Says shovelclaws. Holy moly, I know that guy.
Hello.
That $20 goes towards getting one more pet for the bird and
Base.
Pathless, and increases the lead for German in Crash Bandicoot
Oh,
2.
he's betrayed me, I see. That is my boyfriend. Hello, Cinch, I love you, smiley face. Thank you for the dono. Alright, next up is Crash as we finish out Shoot here.
just like with Falling, as I mentioned earlier, Crash is also definitely named after another top runner and the Autosplitter developer. Definitely named. I am not lying here. Why would I lie? Yeah, well, the main mechanic in Crash is it is going to be saving as many fireballs as possible. The maximum amount of discards you're able to have at once is 3, so we're going to try and save 3 to just skip half the level. So we're supposed to go around and kill 2 head demons, but instead we're just going to fireball up, get a Dominion, and shoot those 2 demons through the floor, and then that's the end of the level.
I'm not going for Ascent. No one donated for it, which is cringe. I was expecting someone to be like, hey, are you doing Game Labs Ascent, smiley face?
Hey, are you going to do Birthday Streak?
No, I'm not doing Birthday Streak.
Yeah. So a large amount of the missions around this part of the game are known as aim labs for the world record strat, which is essentially just a lot of really precise shooting and sniping from a far distance away.
Yeah.
Pretty learnable. They're just really hard to do fast, especially if you haven't quite learned.
I haven't learned Ascent. This is straight away. You'll never guess what the gimmick of this stage is. We have time if the host has anything, but nothing complex here.
Yeah, I mean, no new donations have come in since that 20, but with the $70 donation earlier, that did put us over the cap for that Beat Saber incentive. So we are going to get math with Joe-tastic.
Let's go.
That also means that a new incentive has opened up. So our next incentive is going to be to perform the opera scene in the Final Fantasy VI randomizer. That is currently at 25 out of $150.
Alright.
That'd be awesome.
Nice.
That'd be cool to see.
Firecracker is cool. I like this stage. You can grapple onto these fire barrels and you'll explode with a bunch of momentum. I also snipe a glass pane later on in the level to destroy a bunch of demons who otherwise can cause quite a bit of trouble getting to the goal. But otherwise, these are also pretty simple. My auto splitter split.
Oh.
Well, yeah, this stage is pretty simple compared to some of the others in Chapter 8. Still a fun one, though.
And then next up is our Resident Streak Enjoyer's favorite stage.
Wait, this is my home. What? Why is my home in neon white?
Yeah, that's crazy.
But anyway, this is Streak. This is another stage where the main gimmick is trying to get as many Dominions as possible to skip half the level. So what we're supposed to do is supposed to go from this building, we're supposed to launch two demons and go through the purple building and then the gray building. Instead, we are just going to entirely skip that with well-placed Dominions. This stage can be pretty hard depending on the strat you went for. It still is pretty hard, but some strats that in Streak are pretty difficult. And right here, this is Mirror. It's strat is pretty similar to Streak. You are going to try and save as many Dominions and grapples as possible to shoot. It's everything right there. That's level, but we are going to skip that by just rocket jumping on that building.
Wait.
That Claws is currently looking at.
No, this is correct.
You should
Yeah.
have enough.
Hopefully.
You have enough, I think. I'm pretty sure you do.
I think you just timed them correctly.
Pulling it down, I think. Wait, you got it. You got it.
Whew.
Oh, thank you.
Lord, that was scary. Anyways, this is chapter 9. We start out with escalation. We're gonna save a elevate later in the level here, but otherwise, there's nothing too special. Chapter 9 is kind of the test everything chapter. Previous chapters have introduced a mechanic, then played around with it a bunch, but this is one chapter that doesn't really have anything too new. We just have a combination of everything, so this is why we save that Purify, otherwise we'd have to stomp down it. This is Bolt. This stage can be pretty tricky if you mess it up, but we'll be hopefully fine. We stomp down on these heads. We ignore the demons behind us for a quick second, so we can rocket boost up here, turn around, snipe them. Those rockets should be good. Yes, 27 here is correct. Then shoot. bunch of these. I'm just gonna melee this guy, so we don't have anything bad happen in terms of rocket ammo. I guess we haven't talked about the fact that if you run out of ammo, you'll lose a card, and this can be pretty bad. So if you run out of ammo, you want to be careful with ammo. This is the vending machine strat that we talked about earlier. You hit the vending machine there, through a wall, and then you can pick it up while going through the stage all natural. And it's very cool. I like this stage a lot. It's my favorite in the game, only because of the vending machine strat.
Vending machine strats are the best, but unfortunately there is only, I think,
There's only
per
one
full
in
level,
full
and there's
game.
2 gift. I think there's 2 gift routes, but that's mainly for 100%.
Yeah. I guess during Plunge we can talk about gifts, since you brought them up. This game is half visual novel. You don't actually have to watch the visual novel. People think the story is cringe or whatever. I disagree. I think the story is pretty base. But, in the story, we can gift the other, 3 other, or how many people is it? It's like 6 people if you include green gifts.
There's 5. There's 3 other neons. There's green, and there's like.
Raz.
Oh no,
There's
6. There's also Raz. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, you can gift them for special stages. But here, and they're called side quests. Here on Mayhem, it's a big house. This is a theme with this chapter. We just go to the 2nd floor and hit everything. That's really bad. I can't complete the stage like that.
No.
That's fine. We'll just see it again, smiley face.
Mayhem's a pretty cool stage. They wouldn't. No one's going to be really sad. You know, they're actually probably pretty happy. Mayhem's pretty cool.
It's so good we get to see it twice.
True.
Exactly.
I shot those mimics too early and ended up missing.
Unfortunately, we can't say the same thing about the next level.
This is the worst stage in the game. Idle, what's your least favorite thing about Barrage?
I don't like sniping the Purify bombs halfway across the map near the middle section. I don't know why, it's just something about the stage I never like.
True.
What about you, Fallen?
My PAB run lost about a minute and a half on this one stage alone.
Yeah, and this stage prevented me from getting demo world record. In February of this year, they released a Steam, demo of this game for Steam Next Fest, and me and Idle had a rivalry where I went for world record and she kept it, and it's all Barrage's fault, of course.
Yeah, pretty funny times. Pretty funny times, if I do say so myself.
And then here is Estate. Estate is also a big house, but it's kind of like a big mansion instead of a big house. I think this is the most demons in the game. I might be wrong about that, but I think that's true. Oh, Race, true. That has like 100 demons. But this has quite a lot of demons. If we miss one, we'll be in big trouble because there's no real way to snipe them from across the map. No real backup strats unless you catch it in real time. But it's fine, we did it perfectly. This is Trapwire. It's very funny because it hides things from you. For example, there is a tripwire behind this Guardian's head, and casually I died to that like 8 times because I'm very good at video games. I'm gonna let this jumper jump because that jumper has killed a lot of PB attempts.
Yep.
My PB in this game isn't very good, but it's very tilting, so I quit runs very easily. This is Ricochet. There's nothing of note here other than a stomp later in the stage that might bug out, so if there's anything to say from our host.
Absolutely. Got some love coming in from the community. Ghosty Boy 97 with $25. Says, excited to see the absurd skips in Chapter 11. Best of luck on the run.
That was the stomp. We missed it.
Oh,
we were
boy.
supposed to get launched there, but it's fine. Thank you, Ghosty Boy.
As well as $11.58 from Broken Hyperlink.
Hey!
It says, hey, shovelclaws, GLHF. It's always fun watching you run Neon White when I
Thank you,
can.
Broken. Alright.
Both of those went towards Italian for Crash Bandicoot 2.
Base.
So things are heating up. German's in first at $90, but Italian and English are both at $36.
Awesome, thank you. And then this is Fortress. This is the last stage of this chapter. Earlier in this stage, we sniped some tripwires to avoid a big wait time at the end. We'll be using that to our advantage in a second. There are a ton of enemies here, and we can just shoot, bang, bang, goal automatically opens, and we can dash straight into it. And now another huge change of environment as we enter Holy Ground. Holy Ground is the calm before the storm because this is our second boss chapter, and it's by far the hardest boss in the game. I will have to hard focus on it once it starts, but we have a good bit. Here we're smuggling this Dominion card once again to very easily zipline into the end, or into the ending area as we start heading into the Third Temple's direction. This environment is very pretty. During this little break, I do want to give a massive shout out to Machine Girl, who composed the soundtrack for this game. It is one of my favorite soundtracks I've heard. It's a bunch of intense drum and bass, and it's very kooky. Anyways, yeah, this is God's resting place because God is dead in this game. Rest in peace.
Good luck.
Anyways, here is the boss fight.
Here we are. Alright, so if you remember the clock tower, the third temple is essentially this, but multiply that by about 100. So where we only had to damage green between phases maybe twice, 3 times if you're lucky in the clock tower, here you have to do it at pretty much every single opportunity that you can. And this is done through a variety of different means. Just flat out shooting him when his shield goes down, dashing straight into him, lining up a crystal so that your pellets will destroy his shield and damage him at the same time, doing a lot of quick swapping shenanigans in order to fire rockets and then a shotgun at him, or vice versa. Just blind firing a lot of rockets at him. Oh, that could be.
No, it's fine. I'll miss out on 2 damage here, but I might miss out on way more if I don't hit shots.
Yes, blind firing rockets. This is a very, very involved level. It's not a stretch to say that this is one of the most important skips in the game.
Yeah, quick kill here can save up to 2 minutes. We're not going to get it quite yet, but we should be fine.
Yes.
The fight normally has like 6 to 7 phases, while speedrunners were able to kill green in only 2. So
yes. Normally, green would die around that little water bridge or at that next thing before you crash into the floor. That would skip a lot of phases. Either way, Claws is still on pace to skip about 2/3 of the fight, I want to say.
For the record, this stage is 3 minutes if you want it, or 2 minutes if you want an ace medal. I think it's 3. Anyways. Whiplash time, because we're hopping into the fastest chapter in the game, 1,000-pound butterfly. If I can hit my teleport. We have been granted access to the Book of Life. The Book of Life is a telefrag weapon, so we can use it to basically cross-map snipe enemies. It's not infinite range, but it does have about 500 units, which is more than enough to just obliterate enemies across the map. As long as we see a tiny bit of an enemy, we can teleport to them, and we can use this to our advantage to cross the map like that. We'll be doing that quite a bit. Our only goal in this game, or in these stages, is to get to the Book of Life. We do not have to kill all the enemies, hence why we're skipping massive portions of the stage. Typically, the kill all enemies restriction tends to not allow us to just skip the stage. There we can stomp into the void. I did miss it once, but that's perfectly okay because we got it eventually. Then here we grapple up to avoid this bubble and get into the last room. Here on Hike, we'll be doing something vaguely similar, where we instead latch onto a fire barrel, hit this barrel in the later part of the stage, and then just teleport down this tower. This is Switch. Here we'll be playing through the stage until we grab a Dominion. We could teleport to those tripwires in the latter part of the stage, but we're not going to yet, because we want this Dominion. It's a bit faster. Latch onto this one, kind of blocked out by the sun. And you know what? I don't feel like I want to be killed by tripwires, so I'm just going to teleport through them. The reason that works is because the jock is placed too close to the tripwires, so we don't actually have a frame where we touch the tripwires. Now, teleport to the barrel there. It happens again in this stage with this barrel, and then... Unfortunate. I wanted to get a rocket boost with that Dominion, but it's okay. Here is Congregation, one of my favorite stages, because it starves you of the Book of Life. Get it? Like Congregation, because it's like a food. You get the joke, smiley face. But yeah,
I don't.
You don't get the joke! Ah! Nightmare.
Explain to me in the unway.
Our only goal in this stage is to get the Book of Life as fast as possible. Then we can peek through that window seam and teleport to an enemy later in that first room. And the first room has a jock in it, and we can dash through the door. This is sequence. This is the only stage, or one of the only stages with mimics in Chapter 11. Please teleport through the wall. Thank you. We cannot teleport into mimics, or else we die immediately. So we want to shoot them with this elevate, and then teleport into the Book of Life. This is Marathon. This is intended to be the longest stage in the game. It tests all your skills, but we can just teleport to these tripwires. We need to destroy the tripwires because a big blocky door is blocking us at the end. The tripwires will destroy it. And then... Whew! I don't practice that strat very much.
Whoa, I've never seen that.
Yeah, that got found out
it was
a few
found
days ago. Anyways, we're in the last boss fight now. Marathon is supposed to be the hardest, longest stage of the game, but we beat it in like 20 seconds. Here, similar stuff to the green fight. I wasn't swinging my katana very. I don't have. Oh wait, I don't know why I reset there. It's fine. Here in Absolution, we'll be swinging our katana a bunch, so you can actually see death strats. Missed that jump, Peppy laugh. We'll be fine. Just to hit all the crystals with the boof, and then... Oh, I didn't mention it. Book of Life is typically called boof because the font on the card looks like it says boof. But yeah, the time will stop after we defeat green a bit later into the level. I'll count it down. But yeah, this is mostly downtime. Is there anything you guys want to mention? Idle and freefall?
One thing I want to mention, Boof also could be used, I don't remember if Claus said this earlier, but Boof could also be used to teleport, to chests as well, and basically any, like, breakable thing, right, killable thing. And also, Claus is on a high 38 pace right now, which would be a PB and a marathon, which is really good.
Yeah, this is on PB pace, if we get lucky. We have these merry-go-round parts. I'm very scared on 1 health here. But we have those merry-go-round part, and we get teleported into Shale. Shale, by the way, is what basically Green's memories, from my understanding. I'm gonna grab this life, because I don't want to risk anything. I'm kind of scared. But, yeah, we should be fine. Just jump over all his bullets and rush immediately to the Book of Life. So you'll notice we have...
oh no!
Oh no!
That's sad. That's like a minute time loss. Hopefully that doesn't prevent me from PBing. So I accidentally missed the crystal there, which is really unfortunate, but it's fine. Commentator's curse too. I was gonna save an extra fist ammo, but that's what happens when you run out of fist ammo. You do die. So.
And that is the strat that we were attempting to do with the clock tower.
Yeah, fortunately. Unfortunately, a death here is pretty punishing at the very end, but it's fine. It should still PB as long as I don't die again, because I'm about a minute ahead, minus a minute 30 right now. Should be fine. That's fine. Wait, I need this smiley face.
It's fine, it's fine.
It's fine, smiley face.
It's fine, don't worry.
Alright, so while we're waiting for the next thing, are there any thank yous that we want to get out before
not yet.
preemptively?
If you guys have anything, that's fine by me. I don't have anything yet.
I'll wait until after the run to do my thank yous.
We'll be quite a bit ahead of estimate, so we shouldn't have any time concerns. I guess just thank everyone for watching. I don't have shoutouts for now. This time we can just walk in on this little ring outside. We'll have plenty of fist ammo to instead just teleport to the crystals. And then time will be on the fade to white after we hit him. And death strats. And that's a 40-29, which is 30 seconds off of sub 40. But it is a PB, which is... I'm very proud of that.
Good job. That's really good.
All right.
Sorry for cursing.
Nah, it's fine. I've had PBs die to Absolution because typically I treat that as a pretty free PB, but of course it's not always free. That's a 40-29, 7.5 something? 7.54 was it? 756. So that's pretty good. You get to see the hub menu for now. I have a few shoutouts real quick. First off, to my boyfriend, since he donated earlier. He's very incredible. I wouldn't be who I am today. I likely wouldn't be here today without him. So I just want to give him a thank you. Love you so much, buddy. Next, of course, I gotta shout out the Neon White speedrunning community. I'm running the game after all. We have a great community. If you want to join us at discord.gg/neonwhitespeedruns, no spaces, no caps. You can learn more about the game. You can play it for yourself. This game's really fantastic. It's my second favorite game of all time, right behind a Sonic game, because of course it is. Big enjoyer of this game. The story's fantastic, gameplay's fantastic. It's a game built for speedrunning, so if you're interested in speedrunning, this game is your best shot. And then my last one is to the Sonic Adventure speedrunning community. Not this game, but they've been great friends of mine. The entire series is a big love of mine. I'm a big Sonic fan, hence why I guess we can show off why Knuckles is in the bottom right of my game. We allow visual mods, and I replaced my player model visual mod with Knuckles, because of course I did. But yeah, Sonic Adventure speedrun community is awesome. Alright, you guys can give your shoutouts now. I'm just gonna play movement.
I guess I'll go first. I just want to shout out the entire community. Y'all are amazing. I would like to shout out I'd love to shout out all of y'all individually, but I don't want to waste everyone's time. So yeah. I also want to shout out to the devs and the owner of the official Neon White server, Hensei. Hensei has been a really great person. He has helped us communicate with the devs a lot. And I also just want to thank the devs for making this game. And also just want to shout out my friend very personally who asked me to shout out him. That's all I have.
All right then. I'm not sure what to say that hasn't already been said before. Like, thank you to the Neon White speedrunning community, especially to Shovel and Idle for letting me be here. Shoutouts to, as well, the Spin Rhythm community. They have been some of my best friends and definitely a big motivator in me trying to get a lot of speedrunning things down for Neon White. Shoutouts to Dave Rawab and shoutouts to Maxo. Oh, and also, if you would like a Steam key for another first-person movement platformer, there is a key for the video game Verlet Swing in chat right now.
Chad. Anyways, that is all we have for you. Thank you so much for watching, and we hope the rest of the marathon goes well. Please give your money to the charity. I forgot the name. Host, you can take it back. I'm done.
No worries. Thank you so much for that run. That was fantastic. Congrats on the PB. No, someone got the code before me. Heartbreaking. Congrats whoever got the code. I love that for them. We are raising money for Go Rescue Pet Adoption Center. Thank you to everybody who donated during that run, getting us up to $4,272. We are less than $250 away from Tarzan VR. What more could you want?
Let's go.
VR.
I'd love to see Tarzan VR. Hopefully we can hit that.
It sounds so fun. We've got a hot second to make it happen, but these things, they sneak up on you. We've just got until about noon tomorrow to make that happen. But before that, we're going to get some Ben 10 Ultimate Alien Cosmic Destruction, any percent, by Exotic Sponge. Which...
Good luck, Exotic. Sorry for interrupting.
No, you're good. That is just an absurd series of words to say in a row. I never thought I'd get to say all those words in that order, but the joys of speedrunning. Right after Ben 10, we've got some Paw Patrol.
Let's go.
Right after that Ben 10 run, we've got Paw Patrol Mighty Pups Save Adventure Bay. Any percent by Steve TV Online. And just a quick note, in addition to having that Tarzan coming up, not far after Tarzan is our highest event total in history for No Glitches Allowed. The current record is 4,583, from No Holidays 2020. So we are well on track to make that happen. We could not only get that Tarzan VR bonus game, but get the highest event total in the history of No Glitches Allowed. That would be incredible to be a part of. And we could do that during this hosting shift. We could absolutely get that done while I am still on stream. And then celebrate with some Legend of Zelda Wind Waker HD. Some of the ways you can do that, I'm so glad you asked. You can donate for FF6 Randomizer to perform the opera scene. As a trained opera singer myself, there is nothing in the entire world that makes me happier than watching people sing along to opera scenes in games poorly. Or sometimes really surprisingly well. It is always so funny and so much fun, and the FF6 Randomizer folks are really, really good folks. I think that's going to be a hilarious, fantastic incentive. And the fun part is, because I don't personally know the runner, it could be either. It might be really funny. It might be really shockingly good. There's only one way to find out, though. You got to get those donations in. We've also got some polls going on. In FF6 Randomizer, do you want to kill Sid? Somebody does. There's $20 so far on Sid's fate being kill. If you want to change that to save or ignore, now's the time. And we've also got a language choice for Crash Bandicoot 2 Cortex Strikes Back. Right now, German is in first place at $90, but German has had their day in the sun. German won for my Death's Door run earlier, so I think it's time for another language to win one of these. Yeah, Italian is in second right now with 36, English with 35, and then French with 20. So there is still plenty of time before that Crash Bandicoot run for us to take down German and get some other language their opportunity in the spotlight. I too am very interested in Paw Patrol chat. Really looking forward to that run. It has similar energy in my mind to like the 102 Dalmatians speed run, where it's like, haha, this is a silly game that's funny and awful, but then it's secretly a really good game and a really good speed run. So I'm really looking forward to that. I'm glad I get to watch that. Just a fun fact for the marathon. We are currently at some of our peak viewership. Thank you so much, everybody. The minimum donation for this event is $1. So if you are in chat right now, if every person in chat donated just $2, then we would have Tarzan VR. Don't do it for me. Don't even do it for the puppies. Do it for Tarzan VR. But also do it for the puppies. Yes, Langside, I'm always watching. Always reading chat. Always just a moment away. I mean, how am I supposed to not watch chat with these puppy videos going on in the background? Of course I have the stream running so I can watch these puppies between runs. Yes, Linkside, Tarzan VR. Our bonus game, if we raise $4,500 for Go Rescue before noon tomorrow, our second bonus game is going to be Tarzan VR, which I've gone out of my way to not watch any gameplay, but I have heard it is absolutely ridiculous. My goal is to go into watching it blind. All I know about it is that it's not good. It is apparently not a good game, but in the good way.